All right, everyone, during the commercial break, this is what we saw. The president exiting Marine One as it landed at Joint Base Andrews. It is the return from Camp David, only the second trip, we should say, the president has taken during his second administration here, the last one being June of last year. So perhaps this is a June tradition for him. That being said, we have learned that the president had Marine One do a flyover around the reflecting pool there at the Lincoln Memorial. It is certainly a point of consternation right now, given the fact that the $16 million renovations have not gone well, quite frankly, and there is green algae bloom there, and of course the blue paint is peeling. So I guess he wanted to see for himself from the skies what it looks like. Meantime, we have the talks between the U.S. and Iran are back on in Switzerland following Iran's considerations to leave after becoming frustrated by President Trump's threats. We still have questions about what, if anything, these talks could achieve for either side. And just last week, Trump insisting he has already completed some of his objectives. Take a listen.
I actually think it's regime change, if you want to know the truth. It's these are different people.
How is it regime change if
because they're different people.
But you have Khamenei Jr., you still have a lot of IRGC officials there.
They're different people.
Joining me now is Suzanne Kiampour, co-host of the Global Power Shifts podcast and founder and CEO of Helmet to Heels. Suzanne, do you think Iranians would agree with Trump? Do they feel like there has been any form of regime change on the ground? And if not, what would true regime change look like for them?
No, absolutely not. There has not been regime change, not least because the way they've been quote unquote governing continues. In fact, this week, a woman artist has been subject and given a verdict of multiple lashes for being immodest and being un-Islamic. And so the people that are currently they're negotiating with and they're trying to claim are moderate are the same people who were overseeing the massacre in January of tens of thousands of people protesting. And in fact, I've been hearing from my sources that there is an effort to repatriate people who were protesting in Iran who escaped, and to neighboring countries. They're actually going after them in neighboring countries.
Well, let me pivot to something that may be a source of pride, at least a little bit uplifting for the Iranian people, as we give you a look at the crowds in Los Angeles right now for the Belgium-Iran World Cup match. Protests certainly mixed with some celebration, but with so much attention, Suzanne, on the U.S. and Iran, what does the national team mean to Iranians in this particular moment?
So in Farsi, there is a term, it's called dodel, and it means of two minds, of two hearts. And that is how many Iranians are feeling, because when they look at the Iranian national team, they unfortunately see the sign of the Iranian regime. They see that Islamic Republic sign. And FIFA had said that they had banned the lion and sun flag, which is the pre-revolutionary flag, but people have been taking the flag inside. Now, FIFA said, oh, no politics in soccer. But what we did see was the national team holding up little book bags to commemorate the young girls, the schoolgirls who were killed in that attack in the first day of the war. But what they haven't been memorializing is the tens of thousands of people that have been that were killed in January. And so it's just I love the World Cup. I've been to every World Cup since 2010. I was a soccer player. I'm really excited that the World Cup is in Atlanta, my hometown. But it just, when it comes to Iran, I think all of us just don't feel as excited, and it's difficult to kind of wrap our heads around. And it also at the same time, we're seeing these images coming out of Switzerland, which are absolutely embarrassing. I mean, JD Vance is, speaking of sport, JD Vance is JV when it comes to diplomacy.
You know, that is a great line. I'm going to have to leave it there. But I want to thank you very much, Suzanne Kiampour. And I do hope, given your time playing soccer or football, depending on what you want to call it, that you're able to watch these games. Thank you so much.